Hey guys, it's Danielle. I have a really good friend of mine who I just adore, Dr. Carolyn Griffin. She is a doctor of chiropractic, and we're just going to talk a little bit about alignment and immune system and gut health. So I'm just going to let her take it away, and I'll ask you questions if they come up.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So Danielle mentioned, by the way, thank you, Danielle. I appreciate being here with you. I am a chiropractor. I've been in practice for nearly 25 years. And one of the things that we talk about in our practice is how chiropractic is not just about neck pain and back pain, but it can actually help to boost your immune system. It can help to get you to have more energy and to get your body to function at its maximum potential. And so that's what's great about chiropractic is it's not just about getting rid of a neck pain or headache or back pain, but it actually helps to get you to be healthier and get your body to function better. And so it's really important, especially during these times when things, everyone is scared, everyone is in their home, and they're worried about being immunosuppressed or having, being affected by this virus that is going around. And so there are things that people can do to help boost their immune system. And that's one of the things is obviously an adjustment can and has done that. But I know that not everyone goes to a chiropractor. I know that, maybe for some, they can't leave their house. And many can. I mean, they can still get out and go. I mean, I know that one of the things that we do is we open up early to let some of the older folks, 65 and older, come in earlier. And that way they don't have to worry about being around more people. But for those that can't and don't want to, or whatever the issue is, there are some things that people can do at home in order to help themselves, especially since what tends to happen when we're sitting at home a lot is we're sitting, we're, not exercising, we're, not getting out and, getting that daily dose of vitamin D that we should be getting when we're out in the sun. So it's actually not very healthy for you to stay indoors all the time. But what can you do? You can get up and move. Try not to get stuck on that sofa. Try not to just sit there all day long. Even if you're
Netflix binge watching is not recommended, huh?
You can watch it, just probably the binge part goes away and just watch
right.
it through. But, one of the things is just move. Movement is one of the key things that we need to do for our bodies. That's one of the things that we can really do to help boost our immune system is get out and move. Obviously, vitamin D. If you're not getting outside, even if you are, honestly, you need to intake it. So many people are low on vitamin D, and it's something that we should be taking in more regularly. And if you get blood work done, most people tend to be low. So liquid D is like D3 serum is the best. If you take it with vitamin K, it makes it more bioavailable to the body. So those are some of the things that you can consider when you are wanting to find a good quality vitamin D. Other things, while you're getting up and moving and maybe stretching and getting your body in different positions, one of the things I teach our patients, because what tends to happen is we have this rolled forward head posture and rolled shoulders, like we tend to look like this. I don't know if you can.
I feel like I'm doing that right now. Yeah.
And so this tends to really affect a lot of posture, and it affects the neck, and it can affect your body. So I always suggest putting your back up against a wall, getting your shoulder blade, your heels are touching the wall, get your shoulder blades, try to get your shoulders to touch. So you're not just this rolled shoulder, you're actually sitting more back, and then you're putting the back of your head. So that's, when you do that, it's helping to put your body in a more straight aligned position as far as that goes. And that's one way that you can be like, oh, okay, so this is how it should feel. And then not saying that you should walk around like this, this person, a stiff 2x4 board, but you should at least get out of this kind of position. So those are some of the things that I would recommend to our patients. Get up and move. Vitamin D, obviously high dose of C as well, and zinc are great. And stretching your body, getting some movement, and getting outside if you can. It's a good thing to do.
So since the weather is about to change, at least here in, Santa Clarita where we are, we're about to get warm. Do you have like a vitamin D, like time recommendation, like how much skin should be showing? Like if we're going to go in our backyard and maybe like get some sun, like, is there a certain amount of time that you know of or anything like that?
But here's the thing, like there's a doctor that I've learned a lot about, or learned a lot from, I should say. And oops, my pups are
Hi,
my,
Lottie.
one of the things that he does recommend is, like, you know, there's so many, he used to say, get everything from food. You can get most all of your things from food, and vitamin D was one of the things he said you can get from the sun. He has since said that you can no longer get enough of what you need from just being outside in the sun. Because what happens? People wear sunscreen, and, you know, with the I don't want to call it cloud coverage, but it's kind of like that, that layer is just not, it's just not penetrating the way it should or used to. So he recommends probiotics, and you can get that from food, also, especially fermented foods. That would be the best source. But if you can't do that, if you don't do that, obviously a supplement would be ideal. Essential fatty acids is another one. But vitamin D is definitely one of the things that he says you now need to supplement, and not necessarily just go outside. But I'm not saying don't, you know, when you do go out, obviously you want to get as much as you can. But we just have to think about other factors. You know, that sun can be quite damaging for a lot of people. So you don't want to just be exposed for 15 minutes. I mean, there's many, you know, there's so many opinions when it comes to that. I prefer ingesting it. Actually, here's what I really prefer. Get blood work done, know exactly where you stand, and then go from there. Like,
Right.
let's get more specific when it comes to that, because you can guess all you want, but unless you really test to know, that's where we really should be going with it.
Well, knowledge is definitely power, that's for sure, right? So if we know where we're starting, then we know where we want to get. So I appreciate that. And I just have to give you a shout out because, you know, I adore you. I've been a client of yours and a friend of yours now for over 3 years, and I have noticed a huge difference in my health from what I have learned from you and from getting my my weekly adjustments. So, you know, everything she's saying, you guys, like, it's so true. And, you know, find a doctor that you trust, that you can, you know, be with, and they will help you to get to your optimal health. So do you have anything else you want to share before we sign off?
So one of the things I think is super important, especially during this time, is headspace. I think it's really important for people to stay positive. That is also part of being a healthy person, is when you're healthy and positive up here, that's going to affect the rest of your body. And so just kind of look around your environment, see what's going on. What can you do to make yourself happier? If you're thinking, you know, if you're living in fear, if you're scared all the time, or if you're thinking the worst and thinking negatively, that's going to honestly affect your body physically. So I think it's important to think about what's going on upstairs and change it if you can. I know it's scary times, I do understand, but we can't live like that all the time. And we just have to realize it's going to be okay. Yes, things are happening around us, but it's going to be okay. And if you can just stay more positive and bring that more into your life, into your home, I think you're going to find that people are going to start to feel better about themselves and about everything that's going on around them.
I love that. You know, I have noticed, you know, the first couple of weeks when this was all kind of, you know, rolling into our lives, I watched the news more than I ever used to, right? Because everything was changing so quickly. And I've since gotten back to, you know, maybe just a daily, like, quick check-in every once in a while. But one of the things I've heard a lot of people say is just like, they were having the news on in the background, like, all day, every day. And it was like really affecting their mood and their negativity. And, you know, I think it's important to be informed, but, you know, you don't have to have it on all day, every day, you know. And I think for me personally, that's something that I notice really affects my mindset, is the news, because it's never good news, right?
Yeah, I stopped watching TV a long time ago, but like you said, I've been putting it on more because I do need to know what's going on around me and how I need to run my business. There's certain rules I need to follow now that it's different. So I need to stay in tune as to what I need to do to stay safe and to keep our patients safe, keep my family safe. But at the same time, I can't live in it, and I don't subscribe to the fear. Personally, I don't. And I think it just has helped us. So I don't dwell in it. And so, because I do have 2 children myself, and they're teenagers, but they're still, obviously, it's an unknown time. I mean, it can be very scary for any child at any age. And so we just talk about the positive things that are going on and what we can do to help make ourselves healthier and stronger, so that we don't have to be scared to step outside. And that's pretty much what I'm teaching my kids at this point.
I love that. And I just love and adore you. So I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your knowledge. I know, your time is precious, and it's just such an honor to be able to interview you. So thank you.
Oh yeah,
And
and we love you
I'll,
too. Yes, and I really appreciate you, and I love that you're doing this because I think it's important for people to be informed. And this is a good way, this is better than TV, right? Like, let's hear some other interesting, get to know our community, and let's see what's going on.
yeah.
Let's talk to each other. I think it's a great way to stay connected for sure.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, thank you so much again, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.